Blossie, can I tell you a secret? I feel so lonely all the time and I don't think anyone loves me. I watch other dogs playing together. They're all so relaxed and able to enjoy each other's company. They play together and then at bedtime they all snuggle up together to sleep. I wish I was a part of this, but I'm not a part of the pack because I don't think they want me there. I feel I don't belong. I feel so alone and I feel nobody loves me. I do have loads of lovely friends, but I worry they will get tired of me and they'll lose interest and then leave. So even when people seem to care about me, I don't believe it. Like it's too good to be true. I mean, why would anyone want to be with me? Why would anyone want to love me?
Petal, what you're describing makes perfect sense when we understand where it began. I know you had a tough puppyhood, so let me explain this to you. When a puppy grows up in a home where emotional connection is inconsistent, distant, or even absent, the puppy cannot understand that it's their carers who are lacking. Think of it like this, Petal. A puppy depends completely on its carers, so it'll never be able to admit that its carers are emotionally distant or absent. A puppy is never able to blame its carers for being emotionally unavailable, as a puppy is totally dependent on its carers to survive. So, the puppy reaches the conclusion that it must be the problem. The puppy blames itself for any problems in the home. Instead of the puppy being able to work out that it's the carers that are not able to give love, the puppy ends up thinking that they are not worthy of love. A puppy who grows up with carers who are not able to show them love will end up feeling they are alone in the world, and they will end up thinking that nobody loves them. This is how the fifth bad message forms, and it is, you are alone. Nobody loves you. I want to tell you something really important now, Petal. When you learn this bad message, it is all done subconsciously. By this, I mean that it is out of your control. Learning this damaged core belief about yourself is a subconscious process. You have no control over it, as we cannot control what happens in our subconscious minds. So, when you end up thinking that you are alone and nobody loves you, you are not aware that you are telling yourself this bad message. And another really important thing, Petal. This bad message was never the truth about you, Petal. This bad message became a core belief for you because you had to survive in a home where emotional connection was lacking. You could never admit to yourself that maybe your carers weren't up to the job, so you blamed yourself, telling yourself you were unlovable, and you did all this subconsciously. You learned this bad message about yourself in order to survive a lonely puppyhood where emotional connection was sparse or even absent. But let me say it again, Petal. This bad message, you are alone and nobody loves you, is not the truth about who you are. You turned the blame inward, believing you were the problem. And over time, this belief followed you into your adult life and controlled what you thought about yourself, even though it is not the truth about you.
So Blossie, let me get this right. What you're saying to me is this. When I was a puppy, I wasn't actually lonely because something was wrong with me. I just learned to always feel alone because my carers were not able to connect with me emotionally. I couldn't find fault with them as I needed them to survive. So I told myself that I must be the problem, and it was my fault that I was always alone and nobody loved me. But that's not the truth about me, is it, Bloss? It's a damaged core belief or a bad message that I learned in order to survive in a lonely home. And guess what, Blossie? I'm actually relieved because now I know how I learned this bad message, and I also know that it is not the truth about who I am. And I also know that it all happened subconsciously, in that I had no control over learning this bad message. Thanks for explaining that, Blossie. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well done, Petal. You get what I'm trying to explain to you. Well done. As the oldest and wisest of the 3 wise tales, it's my job to help you see that what you learned in your puppyhood can be understood differently now, and you do not have to carry this 5th bad message with you anymore. It's time to drop it, to let it go, to banish it, to get rid of it. And we know exactly the right girl to help you do this. Come on in, Dotty. You have to tell Petal how she can stop this 5th bad message controlling how she thinks about herself. So, Dotty, I've done my bit. It's your turn now, so get to work.
Right then, let's talk about the 5th bad message. And it is, you are alone. Nobody loves you. This is not the truth about who you are, Petal. It's an old survival pattern your brain learned subconsciously a long time ago to make sense of the emotional desert you had to live in when you were a puppy. Back then, it helped you survive. But now it keeps running, and it's automatic or subconscious. It keeps running like a bit of old machinery clanking away. But you don't need it anymore, Petal. You don't need to be carrying this bad message about yourself. It is not the truth about who you are. So I have a question for you, Petal. Do you want to be a top dog? But you controlling what you think about yourself? Or do you want to stay as a cog, stuck in the toxic machinery of this 5th bad message, where your subconscious mind controls what you think about yourself? You want to be top dog, don't you? Of course you do. So let me tell you about Annette's nip and flip method. This is what she does if ever any of the 6 bad messages come into her head. She nips and flips them. So what is nip and flip? What does it mean? Okay, nip is catching the moment the thought appears. When you catch yourself thinking, I am alone and nobody loves me, you immediately nip it. You nip it in the bud. You don't let that bad message in the door. You don't give it airtime. You don't entertain it. And when you have nipped the bad message, you then flip it. And what does this mean? Flip it means you turn it into a good message about yourself. So, instead of thinking, I am alone and nobody loves me, you flip it to, I'm not alone. Lots of people love me. Lots of people really care about me. And that, Petal, is the truth about you. When you nip and flip the bad message, you stop it subconsciously controlling what you think about yourself. You take back control as you dictate what you think about yourself. You bring this bad message into your conscious mind, and in doing so, you get control over it as we can control what is in our conscious minds. When you nip and flip a bad message, you stop it subconsciously controlling what you think about yourself, and you replace it with a conscious good message about yourself. And this good message is the truth about who you are. So you are not alone, and people do love you, is the nipped and flipped good message, and it is the truth about you. Now that you know how to nip and flip the flipped bad message to a good message, you will now tell yourself, I am not alone. People do love me. Petal. Each time you nip and flip this bad message, you step out of the old pattern and into the present. You get to control what you think about yourself. And over time, little by little, the old toxic machinery loses power. With nip and flip, you can really break free from being under the control of the flipped bad message. Nip and flip really does work, Petal. Annette has been doing nip and flip for many years now, and rarely, if ever, does a bad message come into her head. She constantly practices telling herself good messages, and now she's able to feel confident. She's able to like herself. She doesn't feed herself bad messages anymore, because with nip and flip, she controls what she thinks about herself. I have one more thing to say to you, my darling Petal, and I want you to listen well. I want you to know that Annette, me and Blossie, we really do care about you, and we really, really woof you.